Okay, welcome. Thank you for coming to my talk. Testing, anyone can do it, right? Well, we will see at the end if anyone can do it. I will give a small introduction about myself, though he did it, but my name is Ramona Wit-van. I'm a test lead at database and mobile. Hi. And at Albert Heijn IT Online. I don't think you guys know what Albert Heijn is, though. It's a big supermarket, just to give you an idea. I have close to 15 years experience in testing. Every time I say it, I feel really old. But, and that's why I'm here to tell you something about testing. But let's start with the first question, though. Are there any testers in the house? Reasons, please, reasons. No. Okay, just add something to the pressure.
You can't me because I do test the pull requests for the.
Great, thanks.
For the team, yeah.
Thanks. Well, anyways, I was already prepared on this, that this would happen. So I was thinking, like, what should I discuss with you guys? What's interesting for a developer to hear? So, first of all, I thought, well, let's just talk about quality. But then again, I can fill a whole hour with this, and you'll probably be bored. So, exploratory testing then. Yes, you probably know this already. So the only thing I'm going to say about this, it's not just clicking. No, it's not. And don't forget to pair up. Team map, Jaak, not my thing. Heuristics, the only thing I'm going to say about this thing is, when you see test scripts, it's only an illusion of control for unskilled testers. That's all. ICQB, a bit better than TMAP, a bit more practical, so a bit better. Unit tests, well, of course, you all make unit tests, right? The test automation pyramid, we all know this one. Don't forget, this is just checking, huh, guys and lady. It's not testing, it's checking what you already know. The brain of the tester. Well, doesn't anyone want to know what's going on in my brain? But also, So, question again. Who sees the added value of testing and who doesn't? Please speak up. And be honest about it, there's no right or wrong. So who does sees the added value? Okay, and why?
It's like you get real humans which try and test the stuff out, and you got all those user experience behind that, and that's very important since the people have to work with the software.
Okay. Is there someone who doesn't? Just be honest. If it is, it is. No? I was hoping for it, because then you can always donate something to my foundation, Kalyani Foundation, because there's always added value in helping children learning IT, right? So, but, okay, just, I couldn't resist, I had to. Usability testing, very important, but still not going to talk about that. Mutation testing, very important. Kill the mutants, don't forget, but some other guys can tell much more about that part. Rapid software testing. Well, here's the training you should follow. I think for everybody it's very interesting, even if you are a developer. This is a training that's very practical, very useful to learn. All my testers that I have in my team, I have 25, they have to go to this training. Oh, isn't this creative? I made it myself. This is just my start of my career at Albert Heijn till the moment I went with pregnancy leave. But still, I'm not going to bore you also with this, guys. Is it getting annoying already? The agile tester. Yes, the buzzword. Everybody's asking like, I want an agile tester. No one knows what it means, but everybody's asking for an agile tester. So. Regression testing, well, don't you trust your own software then? Product risk analysis, very important in an agile world. Yep. Oh, test architecture, very difficult to get. Isn't working? I don't know how it's with you guys, but test environments are very hard to come by. Very boring stuff also. Or I can just talk about more test techniques with you guys, because there are a lot. Well, I'm already annoyed with my own pack of slides, as I must say. And somehow I assume that you already know all these things. And if you don't, you can always use Google and just fill in exploratory testing and see what comes up. But then again, when I was a rookie, they said, no, Ramona, we don't assume things because I'll make a mess of you and me. Oh, okay, is that so? Really? Can't I assume anything as a tester? Is that the way it works? I don't know. So when I was just thinking of what to tell you guys, learn you guys, what should my talk be about, I was a bit stressy about it. I said yes before thinking what to tell, not a good idea. And I was sitting on the couch with my boys next to me, watching Buurman and Buurman, and still thinking, and suddenly it hit me. I was looking at it and I thought, oh, this looks familiar. Somehow this looks very familiar. How come I know this? What does it look like? And then it hit me and I thought, yes, it's a mini agile team. Because they build together, they test together, they investigate together, they experiment together, they make mistakes together, they give feedback directly, like, oh, this isn't working, we should do it like that way. And it really doesn't matter who has which role. One is maybe the tester, one is the developer. Doesn't really matter. And at the end, they are together happy about the solution they've created and the product they've created. Well, that's actually what I want. As a test lead, I want my testers, in each Scrum team, I have one tester, and I want them to collaborate and work as a team. And yeah, that's my dream, actually. That's what I want. Not the whole pointing fingers who has which role. But often my dreams get shattered. And then the finger pointing is coming. And then I get the finger, you didn't test this properly. From a developer, of course. And I am thinking like, we didn't test this properly, right? We were working as a team on a product and suddenly it's my fault? But dear developer, if you are being honest, you made a fuck up. And you blaming me for not finding it? What? So, very sad, but it does happen. So, be honest, two of you guys pointed the finger to someone else or tested and said, you didn't test this properly. Anyone? There. Yeah, there you go. Oh, shame. Well, anyways, one of my key values at Albert Heijn is that we test together. We test as a team. And preferably, we also involve people outside our team to come to a relevant and valued solution for our customer. And don't have the end as Buurman and Buurman, like, how many do we have? No idea. We don't want that to happen. It's very important for us that it's relevant what we do. It has value what we do. And we want to do it as a team. I don't want to have the finger pointing going on. It's just not done. We work as a team for a product. Okay, said that, then another question is coming after. And that's, what are you doing? And in Dutch it's more like, wat doe je nou eigenlijk? Well, you can hear at the tone of my voice, it sounds rude. Actually, the developer saying, like, they don't trust me that I'm doing my job right, or I don't know what they actually assume that I'm not doing. And then again, I'm like, excuse me, what do you expect that I'm doing? And then there's, of course, no response. But still, they do ask. And I can't remember that I ever asked the developer, like, what are you doing? It's just rude, it's disrespectful. But it is happening. And it made me think, because it's been asked a lot around, in at least our company, 25 Scrum teams, so a lot of questions. And I was thinking, why are they asking this? And well, actually, the question isn't that strange, though. Because you have explicit things and tested things. like explicit words, pictures, things that have been written down, actions, even software. And you have tested things like the unspoken things, the unwritten things, the unpictured things. And as a tester, I'm mostly busy with the tested things. I'm not busy with exactly testing what you made. No, I'm busy with the unknown. That sounds very Twilight Zone-y. But actually, that's what I'm doing. I'm not busy with what's written down or what we talked about. No, I'm not. Definitely not. Most of the testing, what I'm doing, is happening in my head. It's certainly not behind my desk at my computer. I have all these models in my head, like technical knowledge, domain knowledge, knowledge by experience. And then when something comes up, I'm going to think about it logically, creatively. And then I have my feelings, of course, like gut feelings, motivation, intuition. And then I'm going to start testing, probably. But all these things in front are in my head. Not visible for you guys. So I can imagine why you ask the question, what are you doing? The only thing that's visible for you guys is probably the bugs that I'm in Jira or whatever logging system we have. Maybe some specifications and maybe some scenarios if I feel up to it and write them down for you. So yeah, most of everything is happening in my head. And to come back at the feeling, the gut feeling, when I was a rookie, they said to me, no, Ramona, we don't assume. But if I'm not assuming anything, I will not find the bugs. So, yeah, I am assuming things. I am imagining things that maybe could have happened. Or what if I push this button? You know, like Dee Dee from Dexter. Yeah, that's my job. So, to do it together and see what's going on, you see here this socket, I believe it's called in English, right? A socket? Yes. How would you test this? Speak up. Just finger pointing. There's no good, wrong, anything.
Push the button, then probably like forward and backward, and then insert cable into the socket, and then try it again.
Okay. Someone else? Yes?
Is there any, so I have just tested, like, there is no question, so I have just tested, yes? Then I try to push the button and plug, push the button, making out, push the button.
Yeah, probably plug out while the button was pushed before.
Okay.
Like all like circumstances.
And so make a table.
Well, okay. Well, okay, you said something already that's on the right way, like we don't ask any questions.
Yes,
I just assume that this is it. Well, we do ask questions, because what should it do anyways if I push the button? Should the light go on or not? I don't know. What's behind it? You're all developers writing code and nobody says, let's just get a screwdriver, get it out, see what's wiring behind it. No?
Yeah, as developer, yes, but as tester.
Yes, as a tester also, I want to see what's behind it. If I don't know what's behind it, I don't know what can go wrong. So that would be my first thing. Let's get the thing off, see what's behind it. Is there a blue wire, a brown wire, a black wire? Is it earthed or grounded or not? Is it a switch that's well, has to create light or something else? Is there a different switch somewhere else that has to do the same thing? How many voltage can it have when should everything go out, or should it just blow up in fire, or I don't know. All these questions. I can ask a lot of questions just about a socket, I believe. So that's what we do as a tester. We try to imagine all kinds of doom scenarios and happy scenarios, and then probably we start testing. And the reason I use this example is because it's also used in the episode we just watched when he plugged out the vacuum power plug. I've been rebuilding my house for 1 year. That's a long time, but still, it was worthwhile. Anyways, I had a vacuum also. Wasn't working already properly because I vacuumed stuff with it, which you should not do with a vacuum. Anyways, I plugged it in. I was starting to, do the thing, and the thing didn't work again. So I was already very frustrated. Like, why doesn't it work again? I was shaking it, pushing the button, keep pushing it, you never know. And my son already like kicking it, and we kicking it together. And then my dad came upstairs and looked at us both and says, "What are you doing?" And I was just very angry. I said, "The thing doesn't work, And he looked at it, and I was looking at the socket. And he looked again, and he said, "You push power?" "Yes." And then he just switched the light on, pushed power, and it worked. So he did the wiring wrong behind it. And, well, it worked. So now, from experience, this is something I'm going to test. If I didn't experience this, I wouldn't know that this was an option to test. So there you have it. I have my domain knowledge, my technical knowledge, and my knowledge from experience. So, saying that, testing is an investigation and not validation. It's when we're testing the product, and we investigate, really. It's no use to test something that's written down, that's pictured. Well, why should I test it? Most of the times, it works. Bugs are not found in flows that everybody knows or are well known, right? So it's an investigation. And also, we look at risk and value. If there's a lot of risk, okay, maybe we should look better at it than if it's not very risky. Why, if it's not risky, why test it? I don't know. The same goes for value, of course. So, testing is a team effort. Investigation, not validation. Right, okay. Then, when I presented this idea, of course, to some of my testers, one of my testers said, "Oh, Ramona, you know Buurman and Buurman always come with crappy solutions, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, but that's not the point. That's not my point." But then again, of course, he had a point, because what do they forget to do is that they don't think before they do. They just do. They don't ask critical questions. They don't fine-tune quality. They don't discuss it. And they certainly don't have a big picture.
And they always invest all resources into all of their ideas.
Right. Well, to be honest, I did watch one episode, and they are going to build an airplane there, and then they are designing it, and then they are building it. So you have some episodes where, they do think a little bit in front. But this is something that as testers we do. We try to discuss quality before we start building. Right? So, yeah. And another thing I would like to address is that it sounds maybe a bit harsh, but a good tester, a skilled tester, is actually 70% its mindset and character. And just 30% is theoretical stuff. Because let's be honest, if you want to change jobs, you go to a team map training. Do that for 3 days, get your exam, have a certificate, and say, "I'm a tester." Same goes for ICQB. Same goes for rapid software testing. But are you really a skilled tester? Are you bold enough to ask the questions that no one dares? Are you able to coach the team you are in? That testing is a team effort. We're doing this together. It's not me. It's no pointing fingers. It's our responsibility to have a good quality product at the end of the sprint or the end of the day. Are they critical thinkers? Are they nitty-witty, like pointing, how do you say it? Elke slak zout leggen. I don't know, maybe Henk can help me out with that verb. But anyways, 70% is really mindset and character. And I learned that very early in my career, I must say. When I was 22, I was already hiring testers and firing them. And I fired a lot. I must say. It sounds a bit sad, but there are just a lot of testers out there who just don't have the skills. They have the certificates, but they just don't have the character and the mindset to be a good tester. And I think that's also one of the reasons why sometimes testers have a sort of bad name, like, what are you doing? What are you doing what I can do? Like that idea. So, for me, it's very important that they have this character and mindset. If they don't, I will let them go again and say, well, sorry, but you are not the right person I'm looking for, at least. So, again, it sounds a bit harsh to say it about my own, professional, but that's just the way it is. Because another thing that's very important in our character and mindset is that we always give feedback. That's actually our job, right? Whole day through, we give feedback. And mostly feedback that's not that positive, like, oh, this isn't working, oh, and that's not working, and oh, did you think about this? And it's very nagging even. So we have to be very skilled at giving feedback on such a way that you guys and ladies, developers, think, yeah, sure, I will fix it. Right? So another key value is that we always give feedback as a tester. And we give feedback during the whole process, from the beginning to the end, and even after the end. So when the product is live, we will still collect and give feedback from the customer. So at mobile, for example, we release the app, new version, and then, of course, all the review comments are coming in. Some complaining, some are positive, some requesting some new feature, and we are collecting this feedback. And then we say, we go to the product owner and say, maybe it's a good idea to fix this, or maybe it's a good idea to add this. So feedback is a very important thing as a tester, and it's something that we will always do. Right. So that are the 3 key values. That's all you need to know. And then you come a long way with collaborating together as a team. Right, and then, here you have all these words, or actually slides that I passed by very quickly in the beginning, which was very annoying. But it's not that I don't want to talk with you about all these subjects. Actually, I want to talk about these things. It's like, sure, I want to talk about unit testing. Why not? Let's sit together, pair up. Because, for example, I hear a lot of developers complaining like, I'm only writing unit tests. I don't have time to create any more features. Blah, 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 blah. Mopey. And then I'm thinking like, okay, but maybe you're not making them on the right way then. Maybe you're just testing everything. Maybe you're not looking at risk or value. So maybe I can help you out, like just create unit tests that are, added value. You don't need to unit test everything. Same goes for the test automation pyramid. It's very important that we collaborate there, because you can make the unit tests and I can make the UI test, and together we can make the integration test. But however, it's something that you have to do really as a team, because if you don't, you will get an ice cone, like a pyramid upside down, and you have tests running all night, without getting any feedback. That's also something you don't want to have. And the same goes for example for mutation testing. Not everybody knows what mutation testing is. Well, it's a way to see if your unit tests are actually doing something. I had one tester in my team. She was a pilot before she became a tester. A lovely girl. And she came in and it was 70% coverage for unit testing. But still a lot of bugs happening when releasing and rollbacks and everything. And she just didn't trust it. She said, something fishy is going on here. And she said, I'm going to do mutation testing. I will do PI testing. I said, fine, you do it. And then she did this, and then suddenly it was just 20% coverage, and 50% of the unit test wasn't really testing anything. So there you have it. So yes, I would like to talk about everything what's on this slide. Really, I do. Please, ask me. Let's sit together. Let's pair up. Not now, but, maybe. At the bar, coffee, I don't know. Or I'll drink tea. I don't drink coffee, but so. So, testing. Anyone can do it, right? Can anyone do it? What do you think? Yes or no? Why no? You shaking?
I think it really, as you said, it needs a certain amount of skill and the right mindset. And I know for sure that I wouldn't be in any way a good tester because my mindset is not actually in any way to be a tester. So.
Is there someone who says yes? Or
anyone can have a go at testing.
yeah.
Even if you're awful at it, at least you can flick that switch on the socket.
Yeah, right.
That's still testing.
Right.
You might not be testing it to its fullest, but you're doing something.
But you can do it. So it's a yes-no answer. Sorry, guys. It's maybe not the answer you want to hear, but it is a yes-no answer. Everybody can test. Sure, you can make your unit test. You don't need me to do it. Unless you're stuck somehow, then I can help out, of course. But you can do it. You can switch that, button. You can put the power plug in the socket. Yes, you don't need me. But if you want to find very strange stuff, yeah, maybe you do need me. So, I hoped, because it is end of the day, of course, I hoped that, my own experience with conferences is that if this finished, you step out of the door and then you think, look, what have I learned? What did I don't know. Sometimes things just didn't get stuck in your head. So I hope when you see Better Met or Women, you think about testing and think about the way we should collaborate. And that, you can read it here. Testing, investigating, and constantly giving feedback together as a team so that we are confident about the quality of our product. And that's what I would like us to do. And that was my talk. Not too long. So you can now ask questions if you would like, because we are very much in time. Thank you. And now.